What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. In today's video we are going over the new 2023 BMW S1000rr. We do have this slideshow going, so this is going to be in the background, so we'll keep this going, and I'm going to go over the list of all the new updates to try to keep this short and sweet. So there is new winglets on the bike, and there is a new nose. It has new side fairings. The subframe and the clutch cover is now in black. There's an updated TFT, which basically saves the last tachometer screen that you were on. There may be a future software update for this, but we're not sure if BMW is going to release it. But I know there's going to be some people that are probably going to crack the code. So if you want this feature on your K67, then I'm sure it can be done. There is a horsepower increase to 210 horsepower for the Euro models and 205 in the USA. There is a larger airbox. The M lightweight battery that came in the M Sports on the K67 is now standard. You have the M tall windscreen, which is standard. The rear sprocket change is +1, so you're going from 45 teeth to 46. There is a steering angle sensor for controlled slides, which is basically, I guess you can call it drift control or slide assist. Which basically it basically helps with brake drift and acceleration drift. You have the M triple tree clamp. The M chassis kit is standard with adjustable swing arm pivot and a raised rear. If you get the carbon wheels, you can get the pinstripe, the BMW decal on the rims. I'm sure there's going to be knockoff eBay ones for super cheap. There is a new red line of 14,600. There's a USB charging port in the rear. And there is a new GoPro holder on the rear tail as part of a new BMW accessory, which is optional. The tail is reduced by 3 millimeters, and the wheelbase is plus 16 millimeters. So that's basically all the changes for it. So we'll take a look at the pictures now, and I'll kind of give you some thoughts on it. There's that GoPro mount that I was talking about that you can get as optional. Side shot of the black. There's the red, and the red actually doesn't look too bad. I'm not a fan of red, but with how the color scheme is and the decals on it, it doesn't look that bad. I'm not really too fond of the M Sport colors. It's kind of like just a white with a little bit of hint of blue and red in there. You can see that triple tree clamp that I was talking about. I'm waiting for it to get to a certain picture, so I want to talk about the side fairings and the winglets. But you can actually see in these pictures where on the K67 originally, the part of the frame that was like bare aluminum, it's covered up now a little bit more, which is nice. And I'm not too sure how I feel about the tail section. And it kind of looks good, but doesn't. I don't know. I'd have to see it in person to really see. It may grow on me. There's those pinstripes that I was talking about. Like, seriously, that's going to be on eBay for super cheap, and it's just going to be stickers. I guess they tightened up the tail section a little bit, even though it's still obnoxious. There's those black covers now, so if you're wearing fans of the bronze color, you have the black. TFT display still looks beautiful. I'm kind of surprised. Oh, there's the M-Lite battery that comes standard now. I'm kind of surprised that they didn't do, like, something like a heated seat. And why not? Because BMW already has heated grips. Why not have a heated seat? It could be a simple unplug to get it out. Yeah, so overall the bike looks pretty good. In my opinion, if you don't own a K67, if you have an older model and you do want to upgrade, then yeah, absolutely go for this new one. And brake calipers is an accessory you can add on if you want that. But yeah, if you're gonna get a brand new bike and you have an older one, then absolutely, yeah, get the new model. But if you want to save a few bucks, you can get the K67. I mean, I'm not personally gonna upgrade just because of the minor changes. Some people do, and absolutely by all means. But for me personally, with all the mods that I've done to my bike, I don't think it's really necessary. I was gonna be pretty curious to see if that tail section will bolt up to the subframe. I don't think they changed the subframe at all, but obviously who knows if the bolt holes have been relocated or anything like that. But I know on the older models, you were able to put newer gen tails on there, for an example, and some of the fairings as well, if I'm not mistaken. But like I said, for me, I don't think I'm going to upgrade right now. Maybe when we get some more horsepower out of the bike, and depending on the design, I'll see if I like it or not. I have seen many people almost suggesting and wondering how this bike would look in blue. I think it would look pretty sharp if they did a nice blue scheme to it. But, you know, obviously these are the colors that BMW chose. So, I mean, the winglets, do you really need them for street use? Probably not. I mean, you could get a set and throw them on your plastics if you really want. I don't know how I feel about the little part in the middle for the winglets. I'm not sure how I feel about that. I really got to see it in person. Again, you know, pictures don't always do justice, but it is great to see that BMW updated the bike a little bit. So I guess the question is it worth almost $4,000 more, you know, just to get the bike as is from when I bought mine in 2020? For me personally, it is not. So I'm going to hold off maybe a couple years till, you know, there's at least a 10 horsepower increase, or if there's something that's really cool on the TFT. But I'm kind of curious to see how far these TFTs can go. Like, is it all just software updates that could really change it? Like, another thing that I was surprised is that people have cracked codes for the daytime running lights, and I'm surprised that's not on there, or at least I haven't heard about it. So, you know, that's something else that they could have added on there as well, because I mean, BMW, like I said, has this cruise control and the heated grips. Why not have a heated seat? Why not have daytime running lights? You know, these things kind of set apart, you know, the sport bikes for the later class when it came out with this huge horsepower gain. So why not go a little further and push the envelope like they have always been doing? You know, get the heated seat, get the daytime running lights in there, and do anything else like that. But at least it does come with a taller windscreen now. And I guess the bike doesn't look too bad. I'm going to be pretty interested to see how it looks in person. But in my opinion, like I said, the updates are kind of minor, which is kind of expected. I was really hoping that the tail was going to get slimmed down a little bit, because that's kind of how they did with, you know, like the 2010, 2011, it was kind of bulkier. And then when you got to the 12, 13 models in the USA, it slimmed down some. And then, you know, it kind of changed a little bit when you got to the 15 models. So I don't know, we'll see which direction they end up going with, but it's glad to see that BMW is pushing the envelope a little bit more. All right, guys, so that's going to do it for the video. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you in the next one.